So one day I was doing my Tarantula Bloodfather 1 Slayer quest as normal, and I went to grapple over to the nearby spiders, and I pulled out my hoe instead of my jerry gun. After a brief moment of shock, I began to PvP using it. For a moment I switched to my Silver Fang, but then I switched back. And I was having fun with it. It was pretty fun, killing spiders with hoes. But after some time I realized that it wouldn't really work out if I had all these better weapons, so I just began bowing them and using my normal stuff. And as I went to kill ferocious spiders, I pulled out my hoe again. It was funny to do it. So I was gonna try something that I'd never tried before. Could I beat Hypixel Skyblock? Beat meaning finish a Tarantula Bloodfather 1 quest only using hoes. So here are the challenge rules. Rule number 1, I can use pickaxes and axes, but only to chop down wood and collect ores to get better hoes. Rule number 2, the challenge would end when I killed a level 1 Tarantula Bloodfather Slayer boss. And rule number 3, I could not transfer anything from my main account, from my main profile, or use auction or bazaar. Let's see how it went. Here, my quest began by logging into Hypixel, the greatest start to a journey. And I immediately started by the Skyblock button being broken. So I had to manually go ahead and go to the hype thing and click on the Skyblock thing. And then I was on my old thing, so I had to, after finding where the profile was, I made a new profile, and here began the legend of the man who tried to kill things with a Minecraft hoe. After doing the very hard task of typing /hub, I pulled out my wooden hoe and I swung it fiercely. And then I failed to create an axe, but on the second try, I was able to make an axe. And after this, I did some weird maneuvers, trying to figure out if putting an oak plank into my hotbar was a good decision. Very cool me. Then I checked the cost of Revenant Slayers, or if I needed combat EXP to do it. Thankfully, I could do it with 0 combat EXP, my wooden hoe, and 100 coins or so. Which would be possible technically, as I could just chop down trees. Or a wooden sword, And I began beating zombies senseless before slowly realizing that not only was it setting dark, so zombie villagers would spawn, but also how hard it was to PvP with a hoe. And thus began the quest for apples, where I had to begin by chopping down trees and talking to the lumberjack. But because I have such good quality on my computer, you can definitely read what it says in the bottom right without me needing to zoom in. Totally. Allow me to explain why we do need apples. So in Minecraft 1.8, you may know that this was the last update where you could still craft enchanted god apples, or notch apples, using only 8 gold. 8 gold in normal Minecraft is very hard to obtain, but we're playing Hypixel Skyblock, where all you have to do is go into a mine, look around for about 3 minutes, or just get a few coins and buy it from the nearby dealer. So, if we can get enchanted golden apples, my thought process was that we could basically be immortal. and to be able to just heal up and get regen, fire res, resistance, whenever we wanted. Or mid-battle, rather. As I would probably end up using golden apples more, which only, and to date, use 8 gold. So that's my thought process behind that. And here I was, about to step on the gold mine platform, which I immediately got teleported to, because Hypixel is a good game. This is where I actually thought of the golden apple idea, and I walked straight up to the gold forger and looked at the price of gold. 1 ingot is 6 coins. So I did the math, and that should mean that per golden apple I got, it would be around 20 or so gold, but it ended up being 55 gold. For half of a golden apple, I would need that much. And I made my first golden apple of many. And I also upgraded to the gold hoe. Nice. Here's where I cashed out on all of the coins I just got from upgrading. I got a stack or two of gold and took 8 gold, surrounded it, created an enchanted golden apple, along with other golden apples. Now I had the strongest golden apple in the entire game in my inventory. About to reach it, mining emeralds, checking if it was worth it. Of course, it wasn't. This would be where my problems arose. This slime would cause so much problems. My plan here was to gain combat EXP to increase crit chance, and then run out. And it's not going well. And it won't go well. a successful mining session, I went back to the art of chopping down trees, because I needed more apples. So I chopped down a couple of logs instead of trees, and after a bit of time and effort, I was able to get my apples, which I would soon turn golden. Great script, me. Great script. Just really emphasizing the word apple. And after over 30 minutes of gameplay, I was finally ready to take on the first Slayer quest. So I started a Revenant Horror 1 Slayer quest, which I would need to progress. I tried checking the stats, I think, to see if I would be able to do it, but I just gave up there. And as I entered the graveyard, I realized that diamond hoes do no more damage than a wooden hoe. This was going to be much harder than I expected. buying off of my nearby witch, I went down to my basement to brew it. So I started by placing a water bucket and getting triggered by a broken glass bottle. And after a lot of time, I figured out what the problem was. No, I didn't, but I fixed it. And I began the long, tedious brewing process. In this time, I decided to get some kills. Yeah, that's about it. I don't really... cutting the clip, I got all my potions ready, and I began the time to strike. I was going to defeat the Revenant Horror using only a diamond hoe, potions, and golden apples. So, I began to slay my zombie, but I decided to put some strategy in. So basically, I wasted a bunch of time. Let me just skip it for you. This is the right clip? Yep. So now, I spawn the Revenant Slayer. He got stuck on... So to begin, he got stuck on a pile of leaves while I drank potions. Then I went in for an attack, and I learned that he does 1 heart of damage per melee attack. And around 3 in-game hearts per heart shot. Right here, I drank a health potion, which didn't really do anything. So I had to gapple up, and here came the realization that it only gave me 1 extra heart, not 2. So, that was a bit scary to me. But I began to see a little bit of trouble. I drank another strength potion, which in the end did not help much, as one of the things that was wrong with this battle is that I couldn't actually get a big advantage. See, the only advantages I was able to get because I didn't have a bow were occasional advantages that didn't all that much help me. And now I had to run away in fear, and as I went there, I died. The end. In the end, I had failed my quest. I could not beat the Slayer boss using only a hoe. Even with enchanted golden apples and all sorts of gear, I was underprepared and I was rushed. People probably wouldn't stick around for me to edit a part 2, especially with my editing speed. I didn't think of anything that could happen, but I am going to keep the profile. So, 10 likes, and I will actually kill the Slayer boss, no matter what I need to do. 10 likes, 10 likes.